Welcome back to another opening video. Yet today we are just firing these out big time. I've had the footage forever. Today we are on to the frozen geodes. Yes, the frozen geodes. Typically you will start to find these after 440 in the mines. Now, from my understanding, the frozen geodes have always been pretty good. They always have a decent loot pool, and you'll get some unique rewards that you will need for the museum completion. However, I do believe you can get majority, if not all of these, from the Omni geodes anyways. But we're going to check and see how many it takes for us to get every item in the loot pool that we can get possible. Pretty much, there's only X amount of items you can get per geode in their loot pool. So I'm curious to know, out of 250 or however many this may take until we begin absolute insanity like the magma geodes, where it is just repetitive over and over and over again. Magma geodes, by the way, don't even bother. Don't even waste your time. Open like 50 of those and never touch them again. They are absolutely horrendous. You're better off opening normal geodes, I have learned throughout this series, unfortunately. Always, as usual, the Omni geodes are on top. And the Omni geodes are also the only ones that you can get prismatic shards from. I don't believe you can from the normal magma or the frozen geode counterpart, just the Omni geode, to which, if you didn't know, you're able to go and actually check out your farm seed and see when you're going to get a prismatic shard. I personally have never done it as a console player, but I believe on PC you can, or maybe you can Google it, I don't know. I also really like the look of that fairy stone, I must say. I like when you get cool items and you hear the nice little ring, that pretty little sound. It's super satisfying. Honestly, when you're first playing Stardew Valley, if you're struggling to find these, what I would recommend, what I mean by that is, if you're struggling to complete the museum, just farm the first 40 floors over and over again, because you're guaranteed to get a ton of normal geodes. Maybe you'll get lucky and get some others. Also, don't forget to hoe up the dirt. Bring your hoe with you to the mines. Bring it with you every time, because it's beneficial to hoe up the dirt. There won't be the worm spots in the mines like you'll see on the outer world surface, but you can use it to hoe up the dirt and find useful items, just such as the rusty spoon, or, you can find this, I believe, the skeletal tail as well, and the ancient dolls. I think there's 3 ancient dolls you can find by hoeing up the dirt, as well as the dwarf scrolls, so definitely recommend checking that out and giving it a go. Always bring your hoe with you to the museum. You should bring your hoe with you everywhere anyways. Pun not intended. But anyways, yeah, obviously it's a benefit to have with you. A tool you should always bring along regardless of whatever you're doing, because you're going to run into those worm spots, and chances are, hey, you never know, especially up near Robin's, you might have yourself a dinosaur egg on your hands, which come far and few, and pretty much far and few in between. If you do find a dinosaur egg, for the life of you, don't donate it. Also, this marble, by the way, oh, hey, 2 in a row, I'll take that, fantastic. So you need to donate one, but I think you also need one for the farm computer? There's some sort of crafting recipe, and I think it's just one recipe you need to save a marble for. Same with the dwarf gadget, the computer looking one. You have to save that for the farm computer as well. It's so strange how some of these things that you would never guess you would need again after donating. Honestly, in Stardew, I'd recommend keeping one of everything. One of everything you find, regardless of what it is, where you found it. You're going to need it, whether it's for a crafting recipe or cooking or donating, or maybe even completing a bundle. Sometimes the community center, if you remix the bundles, it'll ask for an ancient doll. And if you didn't know, I have a short on this, by the way, you can get a sword called the Meow Mirror from Terraria if you decide to get yourself an ancient doll and hang on to it. Of course, you have to donate one to the museum, but if you hang on to one and go to level 100 of the mines, which is the level where you see the big lava pool, where you also catch the lava eel, if you throw it into the lava, you'll see a big serpent fly to the sky, and it will give you a little jewel that you can take to the wizards. And basically, if you go downstairs in the wizards via, being good enough friends with him, or you complete Mr. Key's quest and then get in there from getting into the witch hut, giving the void mayonnaise to the goblin and all that fun stuff. When you're down there, if you go all the way to the right, there's a little thing you can interact with, a golden thing with sticks, and basically you can put it in there and create yourself the Meow Mirror sword from Terraria, which is a pretty cool Easter egg. And also on that note, if you go to Ginger Island Volcano, you can take your Galaxy Sword and the Meow Mirror, and you can combine it to make your Meow Mirror the Galaxy Sword, so that you have a permanent kitty sword that does high damage, or the Infinity Blade, whatever case, if you've upgraded your sword, whatever. It's really cool that you can do that. You can basically reskin the Galaxy Sword to be a little kitty sword, and I love it personally. That's what I like using. It's just satisfying. I like the look of it. I've never had it before. I've personally never even played Terraria. I just heard about it, and I was like, oh, that's cool, a crossover. Even when you do the event, a little portal from the Terraria world opens up. Speaking of Terraria, I want to give it a go. I've never played it. I'm really debating on if I should. It just seems so different, the play style of it. I've seen a couple videos on it, and I'm like, I don't know, But hey, regardless, off topic, right now the geodes, honestly, the loot pool we're getting from these, getting repetitive, not worth it. I would open like 100 and call her good.